to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
All right, it's Ebro in the Morning. Laura Stiles is recovering from the Rona. I wish she was here. Rosenberg's here, though, but we have four-time, 40-0, the champ, post-fight. His name, Terrance Bud Crawford, has joined the program. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good, man.
How do you feel a few days after the fight right now?
Oh, I feel good. I'm a little sore, but
really,
I'm always.
Yeah, we weren't sure you got hit at all.
Yeah, you
strained
something?
It ain't from like being hit. It's from going from one weight and dramatically, going to a higher weight. So basically, my body is stretching right now from water weight and whatnot.
Got it. So you're when you walk around every day, what weight are you normally living at?
I don't know. I'm in the 60s.
Wow. And you were at what? You weighed in at 145?
No, 146.8.
146.8. And what do you think you're back at now? You think you're already back up close to like mid 150s?
No, I'm in my 160s right now.
That's
right
bad.
Already?
Yeah.
What was the first meal you had after the fight?
That's crazy.
The first meal I had was some pancakes and bacon.
Pancakes and bacon.
And
Wait, that night?
No, that morning.
So you didn't really eat after the fight like that?
Oh, you talking about at night? No,
Really
didn't. I really didn't get a chance to eat it because as soon as we went from the post press conference, they had an after party for me at Top Golf, and so we went straight there, so I can pay my obligations to the after party, and then we went to the hotel, and I think I ate like some fries and a piece of chicken tenders, and that was pretty much it.
But the pancakes and bacon, Ebro, that came morning of the fight because he had the weigh-in the day before. So that was just morning of.
That was the morning of.
Get that back.
So now, go ahead, Rosenberg.
Well, I just, the thing I keep thinking about it, the weight thing is always so interesting to me in boxing. And we're talking to Terrance Crawford, who right now is the best fighter in the world, in my opinion. And I think that's not a very bold statement on this day in particular. But are there weight constraints for you being able to get some of the big fights out there? Because obviously the first thing that popped in my mind is how far away are we from getting Bud Crawford and Tank Davis? And would weight be an issue there, or would that just be a matter of you waiting for him to be ready for you?
Yeah, no, Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135. I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart.
So he would have to come up.
Yeah, because I wouldn't never.
You can't get that low. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna happen because I saw people talking about it. You don't think that'll ever happen?
No, I wouldn't say that it'll happen.
So then the next person on the block is Boots.
Right. Now that can happen because we have the same weight class, but at this point in time, I'm looking for bigger and better opportunities, like Charlo.
So yeah, you and Charlo was getting chippy. He was ringside. What words did you guys say to each other?
Man, I just, gave him a little peace of mind. We've been going back for some time, and I just thought I was in the moment. I just thought to let him know that, I'm coming for him too.
So now, what is the now? Is it a frenemy kind of friendly competitive relationship, or is it? I mean, I couldn't imagine y'all don't really like each other. It's more competitive.
Nah. I really don't care for dude.
Oh, you don't like him?
I wouldn't say I don't like him because I don't have no reason not to like him personally. I just don't care for him.
Got it.
So who else is out there? Obviously Jermell Charlo is interesting. Who else is out there, Bud, that could give you that superstar fight? Because like you are such a profoundly impressive fighter, man. Like it's just, I guess I was taken aback, honestly, Bud, because I've watched so many fights, and I've watched a lot of great fighters avoid the big fights, and then B, I've watched them get the big fight and not do anything offensively. You did the opposite. You took on an undefeated guy who everyone wanted to see you fight, and you dominated, and it was a constant offensive effort until it ended. I almost want to see you from a mainstream sense. I work at ESPN, and they don't cover boxing enough. We want to see more big mainstream fights. Who else do you think is out there that could really provide that for you, that B-side, if you will, for a big fight, besides Charlo?
I don't know. You know, Charlo holds all the belts at 154. I hold all the belts at 147. Me and Errol Spence was the two top welterweights in the division. That was the biggest fight of this decade. Um, that was a fight that's been marinating for 5 years. Um, I don't see nobody else on that level of Terrance Crawford, Errol Spence, besides Canelo, and he fights at 168 plus. So I don't see me and him fighting. So
What's the highest you could fight at realistically?
I would say 154 realistic.
154.
You know,
So
them boys get big up there. Them boys get big up there. And I'm not a person to, toot my own horn too loud to be able to say, oh well, I can beat the world. You know, I understand there's weight classes for a reason, and I respect the weight classes. And yeah, I think 154 will be my max. Given the age, I'm about to be 36 years old
right.
in September, so I got to take that in consideration as well.
So Terrence, people avoided you for many years now. I feel like your name has been circulating and Errol Spence. How long that fight was brewing for? What, 4 years?
About 5.
About 5 years.
I moved up in weight in 2018, and I called out all the top guys. Errol
And
Spence.
what was what stood in the way? The politics of boxing? Like, why didn't you get the fight you needed and wanted until now?
Well, of course it was politics. You
Yeah.
got to understand when you with one promotion and another promotion, company have all the top guys in your division, and you sign with another promotion that really too much don't do business with each other. They're not going to send one of their champions over to another promotional company to get their champion beat, and the other promotional company fighter don't have any ties with them. So it was a business move on PBC side. I took it personal at first, but once I started realizing that it's not personal, it's business, because if that was my promotional company, they wouldn't do the same.
That's
But
right.
the only thing about that is, it held me up for 5 years. I couldn't get those big fights that I wanted, so I had to take what was given. Yeah, I felt like I beat some top names in the division, some good fighters, but at the same time, I couldn't get those marquee fights that everybody was calling for and that they wanted to see me in the ring with.
Is that why you were laughing in Keith Thurman's comments the other day when he called you out?
Oh, of course. You got to understand, when I came into the division, I called for all the champions. I called for all the top guys. And Keith Thurman was one of the guys that didn't want to shed any light on my name. He was just basically like, oh, this guy, he's not even a 147 pounder. He's a little guy. He didn't want to give me my props for moving up and actually not taking a tune up, going right into the champion, beating the man that beat the man. Pacquiao was considered the man in the division, and Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao, and I beat Pacquiao, and they basically try to blackball me. They start saying that the WBO wasn't considered a world championship. Uh, they wouldn't say my name on a broadcast. They was basically trying to outlaw me and basically just have the fans forget about me. You know? So if you look on the Showtime uh, fights and stuff like that, they wouldn't consider me as a champion. They would only consider, Errol, um, Keith Thurman, and I think it was Danny Garcia at the time, or it was Danny Garcia. And so I felt like that was very disrespectful. Uh, and yeah, man, there was a lot of politics going on back in that time.
So now it seemingly you and Errol have a good relationship. Like it seems even leading into the fight, there was no, and I appreciated it as somebody that just likes fights. I appreciated that there wasn't unnecessary chaos in the promotion of the fight, or it didn't seem like you guys was really trying to be too should I say negative towards each other. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, for sure. I respect the hell out of Errol. Like I've been telling people, I'm a fan of Errol's. I've been a fan of his ever since he was in the amateurs. I followed his career. You know, things like this never was personal. I think the fans picking sides, try to make it personal, try to divide and conquer. Two fighters that's going for the same goal and trying to become undisputed welterweight champion of the world. That's what I felt the fans was trying to do. I never had any hatred towards Errol Spence. Anytime that you know he had any accidents or anything, I wished him well. I hoped that he come back stronger than ever. I prayed for him because I don't want to see nothing bad happen to a fighter. Because I'm a fighter and I know how hard it is to get to this level. We all doing it for the same reason, to feed our family. So I would never wish nothing bad on any fighter.
Well, yeah, and you've had your things. You've been shot. Errol's been in a car accident. You guys have both had your trials and tribulations in life. And we are now. I mean, I would imagine, Bud, that we're getting the rematch next. I mean, I know he has that clause. I guess my question for you is, why would someone want to fork over another $85 to see you fight Errol Spence after what you did to him the first time?
Because I think Errol is a strong-minded, strong-willed individual. I feel as if he would go back to the drawing board. He would come back stronger. He'll come back more hungrier, and he'll try to fix the things that he needed to fix to make the fight look different in the second time than in the first time. I do believe that, but that's the only thing that I can actually sense because, I will be on the other side.
So, but you would be okay. You would be okay with the rematch if it comes up. You're taking it.
Yeah, he has to, right, Bud?
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, that's the contract.
He gave me the opportunity. Without Errol giving me the opportunity and us coming together and him agreeing to, certain terms and me agreeing to certain terms, y'all wouldn't witness history or greatness, Saturday. So, it's only right that, I give him the credit that he deserved because, he's right. He told me at the weigh-ins, you ain't got to thank me for making this shit happen. And I told him, you ain't got to thank me either. We about to make history, and a lot of people was asking me, like, what do you mean by that? And I was like, to be honest, if it wasn't for Errol, this fight wouldn't have happened, So that's what he mean by I don't have to thank him because he played a big, big part in this fight being happen. I mean, this fight happening because he stood on what he wanted to accomplish and everything that it was going to take for us to fight. He stood on it, and he put his pride to the side. I put my pride to the side, and there was things that he felt as if um, I was getting over with, but he still let it go because he like we need to fight, and there was things that I felt I didn't need to agree to, but I agreed to it because we both knew the magnitude of the fight. So that's why I said it was both of us. But at the same time, all the cards was in Errol hands, and he could have said, "No, I'm not giving in to anything. I'm fighting Keith Thurman." So yeah, I gotta give him the utmost respect, and I gotta uh, pay homage to a person that came together. We made one of the biggest fights of this century.
So Bud, let me ask, people have speculated because Errol was in a car accident and had some physical setbacks leading into this fight, that maybe he wasn't, at the top of his game. People even said, I saw on the internet anyway. So it's unsubstantiated, that he didn't look all the way there. He didn't look prepared. What is your assessment?
I feel as if I said what I said years ago. Years ago, if you can pull up the interviews that that I've done in the past, you can see what I said. I said, listen, once we fight and when we fight, there will be a lot of excuses. They're gonna say, oh, he's been at 140 so long, oh that accident, oh this, oh that. I said I'm prepared for that. I said I'm not worried about you know any of those negative things because I'm so used to it that it doesn't bother me anymore. Every fight that I fight, there's an excuse
Mm.
for the opponent. Either they shaming the opponent or they not giving me credit for my victory. So I knew that would come. That's the main reason why when a lot of people were saying, "Oh, fight Arrow," I said, "Man, listen, I don't never want to fight Arrow coming off an accident of that magnitude. I want him to get back right, get back 100%, and then I want to fight him at his best. That way, nobody can say anything."
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence came back and he fought Danny Garcia, and he looked good. He didn't look 100%. He looked good though,
Mm-hmm.
and I was there live at that fight, and I remember getting into it with a couple of his family members because they was like, yeah, you see that? I said, man, listen, he looked good, you know what I mean, but he didn't look 100%. He didn't look great, you know. And then they was just like, yeah, well, he gonna look great against you. I was like, yeah, give him some time, let him get back, together. He got his feet wet. So when he fought Ugas, he looked spectacular.
Right.
You know, he looked strong. He did what he had to do. But me and Ugas got a different style. So after the Ugas fight, I was like, okay, now let's get this fight underway. Because not only would it means more for both of us because we the only two champions and we the top two welterweights in the division, and everybody want to see it. But now we can fight for all the marbles and fight for undisputed. So everything played out the way it was supposed to play out because when you think about it, what if we would have fought earlier, probably 2019, 2020, and we would have just beat each other and that would have been it. It's just been like, all right, y'all unified. So what next? Oh, well, one of us got to fight Ugas, or one of us got to fight this guy,
So
Sean.
you feel like this played out, the story arc of this played out perfectly.
Yes, definitely, definitely. We fought for history. to
Right.
become the first welterweight in the 4 belt era to become undisputed. So we fought for so much on the line that it was worth it. When you sit down and you think about it, and you say, "Oh, if we would have fought then, it wouldn't mean as much as it did right now." So him coming off of that great win with Ugas, and then us fighting right after that. Can't nobody say, "Oh, well, the car accident, the eye injury." They can't use that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people was trying to use that, but you got to look at the body of work that he did after the car accident. You know,
Right.
uh, after the eye injury. So there was no excuses, or there was no, "Oh, he was in a car accident, or that slowed him down, or he had an eye injury." And that's like, the eye injury was when he was training to fight Pacquiao, and he fought Ugas after the eye injury, and he fought Danny Garcia and Ugas after the car accident. The last little car accident that he got into, the little kid had rear end him or something like that, and it wasn't no injuries sustained with that car accident. So I don't see why people would sit there and try to blame the accident for me
I think
being.
it goes back to what you said. People who are fans of his or had, look, hearing you articulate the relationship between the promotion companies, then also looking at, the marketing machine that's behind, Errol Spence, and watching the people who really fell for that marketing machine behind Errol Spence, because you were almost, like you said, your profile was minimized. So people fall for the marketing machine, and you, especially, casuals. Most people I know that watch boxing a lot had you as the winner, without a doubt going into this fight. Um, just based on your resume and your style of boxing. My father used to call boxers like you punchers who punch between punches, because you could be a counter puncher or you can be on the offensive and still, even when you're getting hit, you're delivering a blow to someone else. And I think that's one thing that people overlook with you is you are not limited to one style. Um, Floyd Mayweather's heaviest weight, I think, was that he fought at was 151. I think was the number. And this is all just kind of speculation, but if your era right now and Floyd Mayweather at the same time, how would you see yourself matching up with one of the greatest all time in and around your weight class?
Listen, man, like I've been saying for years, you put me in the ring with all the great fighters around my weight class, uh, past, present, future. I'm gonna hold my own against all of them, and that's just how I feel. You know, I feel as if our styles have evolved from the uh, the older the older fighters. I feel like they paved the way for us, and the things that they adored, the things that they uh, was doing in the ring. We mimic them, but we take it to a new level. So I feel I hold my own with any of those guys.
I got to ask you about the Eminem thing. That was super cool to see play out, man. Take us through that. Like you put up an Instagram post, Eminem's in the comments, and then he ends up walking you out to the fight. Can you tell us how that story actually played out and we got from Instagram to Eminem walking out with you at T-Mobile?
Oh yeah, man. I just thought it'd be dope to have Eminem walk me out, because uh, we was just struggling for you know what song you gonna come out, and I was just lost. I was like, I don't fucking know. Like I'm the type of guy, like I want to feel the song that I'm walking out to. Like in camp, we always listen to certain musics. Like I'm a I'm a I'm a music guy, so I just play all different types of music. And like the songs pick me, I would say, because I just be listening to a song and I'd be like, boom, the words, the beat, the meaning behind the song. I'd be like, that's the song, y'all. They'd be like, huh? I'd be like, that's the song that I'm walking out to. And we'll start playing that all camp. And they'd be like, oh yeah, this the song. And I visualize myself walking out. But this camp, it was different. Like I was just like, dang, what I'm walking out to, y'all? And it was just like, I don't know. So them last couple of days, they asked me, and it was just like, man, what you think? I was like, I don't know, man. I want to do something great. Like who haven't walked somebody out besides, you know, Drake or Jay-Z or somebody like that. I was just like, I was thinking, I was like, what would be dope? Eminem. Because you only get one shot. Because I understand like the magnitude of this fight. Like if I didn't win that fight, that was my only shot at becoming a welterweight undisputed champion of the world. That was my only shot. Errol's going up in weight. I'm 30. I'm about to be 36 years old. The belt's about to be spreaded out. I'm gonna have to fight another, 3-4 years and pray that I get all the champions back to back to back, to fight me. I was just like, man, that's not gonna be possible, So
Did you know though that M was such a huge fan of yours? Were you already aware?
I didn't. So when that post came out and he replied on it, I was like, whoa. I was like, nah, this is dope. It kind of surprised me. I was like, everybody was like, man, did you see Eminem? Did you see Eminem? Because I'm not on my social media. I'm working out and I'm relaxing and stuff. And everybody started hitting me up like, hey, Eminem, comment on your stuff. Eminem. I'm like, what? So I replied. I'm like, you know what I mean? Let's do something. He was like, man, I'm coming out to the fight, man. I'm gonna take you up on that. I was like, huh?
Yo, M doesn't leave the house a lot.
Bro.
M doesn't leave the house a lot, bro.
That's why I was like shocked. I was like, is you lying? You for real? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? So when he got there, I met with him that Friday, and I was just shocked. I was just like, damn, this is dope, man. And like he was just telling me how he followed me, and he's been a fan of me. And I was just like, I was sitting there like, damn, this crazy because this Eminem right here, this one of the greatest artists of all time, and he's telling me that he's a fan of me, and I was just like, damn, he don't do nothing. He don't go out, what I mean?
Bro.
That what made it so special because for somebody that great to acknowledge me and to appreciate the things that I do in the sport of boxing, to be able to walk me out, it meant a lot. It meant a lot to me.
That's dope, man.
Look, Terrence, I gotta tell you, man, being able to have this conversation with you is also very cool. And I really appreciate you just being a regular dude who's very, 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 very skilled at something. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just a regular dude, taking care of your family, putting in your work, staying focused. And I'm glad that you're getting your props. I'm glad you're getting your flowers. And I hope the biggest of bags come your way in these next few years with how things play out for you, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks.
Because you earned
bro.
it. You earned it, bro.
It's a treat, man. You gave us a treat. We've all sat down there and forked over money before. Listen, $84.99 ain't a joke, TC. That's real money for people, right? You fork over $84.99. You're like, what am I about to get? And you gave us, listen, entertainment. You know what I mean? From beginning to end, it was a real display. So we appreciate you taking time, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, man. I appreciate it.
Before we go, how soon will we get the rematch? Do you know that calendar? You know how that calendar is going to play out?
Probably if it happened, it'd probably be the end of this year.
That's soon.
The next, yeah.
Like a December situation, probably something like that.
Yeah.
There you
All
go.
right.
Terrance Bud Crawford, the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Nice Howard Cosell there, bro. Thanks, bud.
Thanks, Bud.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
All right. Hopefully we see you soon, bro. Take care.